Hello friends, so today we have another semi-modal have to. As in sentences, I have to meet my brother today. I have to meet my brother today. You have to consult a doctor today itself. See, you have to see a film today because he's tired, he's bored, so you have to see a film today. So now you can see have to, obligation or necessity. Now this can be easily replaced by must. So must and have to, they are interchangeable. Understand? Have to, must. So instead of have to, we can also use must for expressing obligation or necessity. Alright, that is point 1 today. Second point, absence of obligation. That is, you have to say don't have to. See, you don't have to meet me again. You don't have to meet me again. See that? I don't have to go. I don't have to go. I don't have to go. My deputy will go. I don't have to go, but I need not go. That's the meaning. My deputy will go, or my assistant will go, or my secretary will go. Understand? And then he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to escape from the prison. He doesn't have to escape from the prison. Yes, now he need not, because the rules will be in his favor, and then he will be free. So why should he escape? There's no point in doing that. So, but here you cannot substitute don't have to or doesn't have to by must. Not possible. Positive sentence, it is possible. I have to go, I must go. But you don't have to go, you must not go, you cannot say. That is, I think that is clear. Then meaning will change. See, you don't have to go and you must not go are not the same. So if you have to say the negative, then you have to say don't have to do. You don't have to, not must. Listen, this cannot be done. So that is point number 2 today. And the third point is, as it is written here, questions. For questions you have to use insert do. Do insertion is here. For example, do you have to go today? Do you have to go today? See that? Or does he have to go today? Go today. Right? Then do you have to see the minister? Do you have to see the minister? So that is questions. For questions you have to insert do. So now we have come up to 3 points. First is for necessity and obligation you use have to, that can be replaced by must. Then second is negative, you have to say don't have to, and that cannot be replaced by must. And questions you require do, insert do. Do I have to go? Does he have to go? Do you have to go? Do they have to go? Do they have to sing? Do they have to work in the field? Do you have to meet the principal today? Do you have to come to my home today? Is there any necessity for that? Understand? Or you can say, do you have to fight the elections? Do you have to support that candidate? Do you have to? Is it an obligation for you? Is it necessary for you? That's the meaning. Do you have to? Do you have to meet my friends? Do you have to marry so early? See that has been 15 years old also, so why should you? That I think that is clear. Third point. Our fourth point is future necessity. How are you going to express future necessity? For that you need will have. We will have. We will have to submit our project. We will have to resubmit our project. You will have to go to a desert for collecting materials for your PhD, because you are doing some work on living beings on a desert. So you will have to go. Understand that? You will have to go. You will have to submit, you will have to do a dissertation for your post-graduation. Dissertation. Or you will have to get your net, otherwise you will not get the appointment here. Or we cannot consider you. Consider you for appointment in our college. You will have to. It is a future necessity. You will have to settle down in your life. You will have to settle down in your life. You will have to go to America for for studying in Harvard University. You will have to go, because nowhere else you have Harvard University, so you have to go. You will have to go to, or you will have to see a film star, so that you have some practical experience in acting. You want to become an actor, so you will have to see a film star, or you will have to contact. You will have to contact the director for getting a chance in the films. You will have to. You will have to work on the farm. That is part of our curriculum. Working on the farm is part of our curriculum. They will have to reap, or they will have to help in the harvesting. So they will have to. That is also part of our curriculum. You will have to do yoga for 1 hour. So that is the way that we are training students in our classes, or in our college or institution. So will have to is future necessity. Suppose you have a probable necessity, then you will say he may have to. You may have to. Probable. You may have to meet me again. You may have to meet me again. He may have to stand in the rain as a punishment. Stand in. He may have to stand on the bench. In our younger days, we used to be punished like that by the teachers. You stand up on the bench for the rest of the period. That is. So he may have to. You may have to go and see the minister. See? You may have to find your own way. When you are grown up, you may have to find your own way. You may have to search for an employment. You may have to do an add-on course. You may have to. Understand? There are many such things you may have to do. You may have to sit down in the class. You may have to keep quiet in the class. You may have to attend the teacher. That is, in the sense that that much freedom is given to you. Otherwise you can go out. So that's the meaning. Right? So we have come up to basic necessity. I have to go, and that is interchangeable. You can say with the must. Then you have got the absence of obligation or necessity. You have to use don't have to, not must, not allowed. Must is not allowed there. Questions you have to insert do. Do you have to go? Do you have to go? Then for future necessity you will say you will have to meet somebody. You will have to meet. You will have to meet a dentist for plucking your teeth. You cannot pluck yourself. If you pluck yourself, what will happen? 3 or 4 will come together. So you will be using a hammer or something like that. So that is not possible. Then you have got the may, that is probable necessity. That is, you may have to take water from the well. You may have to go and sleep in the cow shed, because there is no place here for you. So like that. That is. So up to that we have come. And now the next is extended meaning. Extended meaning is, say, inferred possibility. It's like probability or possibility. It's like this. He is suffering from fatigue. Some people suffer from fatigue. He has to be a patient, a sick man. That is better. He has to be a sick man. So that is probable. You are inferring. He is suffering from fatigue. So he has to be a sick man. He has to be. They have to be. Understand? They are always quarrelsome. They have to be fighting people or belligerent people. There is a belligerent. Understand? Belligerent. Bellum. It's Latin, means quarrel, fight. Yes. So there you are. So then we say, he is sleeping in the class. Or you are sleeping in the class. You have to get up and you are sleeping in the class. Or he is sleeping in the class. He has to be he has to be very tired. He has to be very tired. So that is, you are inferring he is sleeping. Some people sleep just for the sake of sleeping. Some people sleep for insulting the teacher. But it is not, in this case it is not like that. He has to be very sick. Understand? That is inferring. He has to be very sick. And he is, Mr. So-and-so, you give a name of Ashok. Mr. Ashok is very obedient. He has to be from that family. A decent family. His parents must be very decent and they must have taught him to obey the rules in the class or in the institution. So that he has to be like that. That is inference. No? Yeah. Or you find that the sky is overcast with clouds. Then you will say it has to rain. It has to rain. It's not any obligation. That is, you are reasoning. It has to rain. Right? Or then you find that that there is darkness everywhere, and then you will say those who go out, that cannot be. Then it becomes obligation. Or alright, you find that suddenly the lights go off. Then you say it has to be a power cut. It has to be a power cut. So that is your inference. Understand that? Or at 2:30, normally the bell rings in the college or school at 4 o'clock. At the school, the bell rings at 2:30. And you will see it has to be some accident. It has to be some emergency. Otherwise that thing will not happen. At 2:30, who will ring the bell? It has to be some emergency. Right? So that is inferred probability. And then next one is polite, being very polite. So you say like this, you have to forgive me, I won't do it again. I won't do it again. So he said, that is insisting, polite insistence. You have to forgive me, I won't do it again. This time please help me. Sure, I promise. So that is insistence, polite insistence. You have to believe me. I have not, you have to believe me. I haven't done anything wrong against you. So then I said, you have to trust me. I will always be unfaithful to you. That is the opposite anticlimax. You have to trust me. I will always remain unfaithful to you. So that is polite insistence. That is with the friends and equals you can say. Yeah. Even with the superiors you can say like this. No? That is, you will say, see, sir, Sir, this time you have to help me. Next time I will copy. So this time you help me, next time I will copy. Don't worry about that. I will be doing my best not to come to you asking for help. So that is insisting. That is polite insistence. I think that now everything is very clear to you. I will have a summary. Okay, summary in the sense that you will have what you call sentences and see how things are proceeding. Alright, so necessity and obligation, we can say you have to sing a song. Okay. This can be replaced like this, you must sing a song. See. Now absence of obligation, you don't have to sing a song. But here you cannot say you must not sing a song. Then the meaning will change. Isn't it? Yes. And then next questions. Do I have to sing a song? Do I have to sing a song? Then the next one is question future necessity. I will have to sing a song. Then probable necessity, probable. Okay? You may have to, I may have to, isn't it? I may have to sing a song. That's all right. Sorry? Now, inferred possibility. She is singing. She must be a musician. She must be a musician. Or better, she is singing very well. A better sentence would be, she is singing extremely well. Okay? She is singing extremely well. She must be, she has to be a student of Guru, a student of, you can say, a student of a great music teacher. You can supply the name. I don't want to give the name here. She is singing extremely well. She has to be a student of a great music teacher. So that is probable. And now the next one, polite. Sir, you have to help me. Help me this time. Next time, I will do it myself. So that is a compromise. This time, sir, you have to help me this time. Next time I will do it by myself, without you. So these are sentences that will illustrate the meanings of have to, which has the basic meaning, necessity or obligation. Again, future necessity, probable necessity, questions, absence of necessity, extended meaning you have, and that is inferred possibility and polite insistence. See now, I have been taking English tutorials for you. Now I have just started CBSE classes also. That's for your information. I have done 3 poems for you. First is the Lebanon Talk, second a photograph, and third the voice of the rain. And I'll be doing more. I would like to know whether you are enjoying my classes, CBSE lessons also. See, I'm sure that you are enjoying my grammar classes, no doubt about that. It's useful, and I would like to know whether you would like to have more classes by me, say CBSE. at the level of CBSE. Understand? Alright, that's up to you. You are liking and so on. You can share with your friends if you like, if you are getting some benefit out of this. Definitely you must share, you should like, you should subscribe. But before that, please keep this in mind. Let's wash our hands and flush out Corona. Now last week we had another slogan, you remember? Break the chain and crush Corona. That was our last week's slogan. Now this week we have this. Next week I will give you another one. Till then, bye. Have a nice time. Enjoy your life. Take care of your health.